Bug types in Pokemon have always been known for being the weakest type of all time, although in recent generations there have been more and more great bugs popping up, giving them more viability than ever before. Well, the difficulty ROM hack of Emerald, Elite Redux, gives all Pokemon 4 abilities at the same time, including brand new ones and new move pools, as well as a bunch of new forms and Mega Evolutions. Bug types statistically are the worst of all time, ranking dead last in 3 stats: HP, Special Attack, and Special Defense. The others aren't much better as nothing sits above the bottom 5. Bug moves are also resisted by 7 types and only resist 3 itself. So with how bad the bug type is, I wanted to see if I could beat Elite Redux on the highest difficulty using only bug type Pokemon. The only rule for this run is that each Pokemon must have the bug type to be on the team. With all that in mind, let's get started. Picking the right frame is key for a good run, but surprisingly there's no good bug themed ones. After that, we set the game to the highest difficulty, giving all trainers the hardest team possible and locking 2 of our innate abilities behind levels, and setting the hardest level caps, controlling which Pokemon and moves we get with each gym badge. Then we select the bug for our starter choice and look at the 3 options: Trapinch, Venipede, and Blipbug. Blipbug would give our rival May a Blaziken, and Venipede can be caught early on, so we go with Trapinch. And yes, it is a bug type in Elite Redux. Nurse Joy gives us nearly every item in the game, all berries, competitive items, and most importantly, the Dex Nav, allowing us to pick up all the available bug Pokemon in the area. And the beginning areas are loaded with them. Bugs like Beautifly, Dustox, Pineco, and Sewaddle. All tools we can use for the first rival fight against May. She'll have a Mudkip and a Goomy to deal with, so we put all the moves and EVs on our Pokemon, which can be changed instantly at any time. With the team set, we have our first battle. Mudkip destroys our starter Trapinch, but the fairy bug Beautifly takes out both of her Pokemon with Moonblast. A super simple fight. Basically just a tutorial. Well, the real fight is on the next route, but before that we can grab one of my favorite bugs, Pavilion. She's not just an amazing bug, but one of the best Pokemon in the entire game.
Look at this speed, 109 speed and 110 special attack before Gym 1 is like absurd. But it's also the only bug Pokemon in the entire game with Air Blower. Tailwind on entry. So I feel like this is going to be on the team the entire time, because when is Air Blower going to be bad for us except for Tate and Liza?
With the choice ability Air Blower, doubling our team's speed whenever she comes in, she'll be an important part of the run. Now we can face the first real trainer, Calvin. He already has a full team of 6, and unlike our Pokemon, has all 4 abilities unlocked. Tinkaton with its power doubled on turn 1 is a real eye-opener. Moxie Poochyena can take out multiple Pokemon, and Seal is almost unkillable this early on. Leading with Sizzlipede, we can take out the Steel Fairy instantly with a Fire Fang, as the ability Coil Up gives us priority on the first biting move. He responds with the Wall, Seal, but we respond with Dustox, who has some insane bulk this early on. Toxic and Weight is the best strategy to take it out. Toxic Spikes will help with everything else, except Alolan Diglett, who keeps us in with Arena Trap before taking out the Moth. Sewaddle uses String Shot on entry, cutting its speed in half before switching to Trapinch, who finishes the job. Great Bulk allows us to take out the Poochyena as well. Same with the Tandemaus and Shedinja. Only losing 1 Pokemon, we beat one of the stronger early game trainers. Is this a sign for things to come? Well, the rest of the trainers on the first route only have 3 or 4 Pokemon, so they aren't too difficult for us. We pick up a few more bugs on the next few routes and continue to the next town. Our first double battle on the bridge is beaten in record time with the twins' severe bug weakness. With no notable bugs to get in the area, it's time for what will be a massive hurdle for the team: Roxanne's gym. Bug types really don't like rock types if you didn't know, and the trainers in this gym are really good at using them. Losing to the first trainer in here is almost a tradition, and with all the bugs it's almost expected. And it looks like it's going that way. With Stealth Rock set up and half the team half dead, it's up to Beautifly to clutch it out.
Beautifly or nothing. Come on, one shot. I believe in you. That's one shot. This doesn't have Sturdy, right? Okay. It has 2 Pokemon left. Oh, no, no, no. This isn't one shot. I don't think this one shots. Oh my god, it did one shot. Hold on. Hold on. We're still so back. Hold on. Please. Go for like Iron Defense or something. Oh my god. No, 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 no. Live? Oh, we won. We won. Beautifly absolutely clutched it. I don't know how we got out of that one.
Somehow she clutches up and keeps the team undefeated, and the other 2 trainers fall one after the other, leaving only the gym leader Roxanne, Her team is very dangerous for a ton of reasons. Firstly, her Onyx is super bulky and sets Sandstream up for the team. Magcargo resists bug moves and can melt the whole team with both stab options. Bombardier isn't even a rock type, but can double its speed with Unburden and pick apart the team with super effective dual wing beat. The whole team is a problem honestly, so we really need a good starting point. We lead with the tiny Sawaddle so it can set up Creeping Thorns on the first turn. This works like the grass type version of Stealth Rocks, so we can hurt the rest of the team. Surprisingly, the little bug survives a hit, letting us pivot away with the grass type version of U-Turn, going into Kricketune who has Drizzle, removing the sand in favor of rain. A Weather Ball nukes the rock snake. Tortuga loves the rain, but not Creeping Thorns as much. Kricketune won't survive, so we switch to Beautifly, who receives the exact amount of damage to go down. A massive misplay. Aquajet is a real threat now. Dustox is tanky, but can't do enough damage to remove it. But for some reason it refuses to use the rock move Jagged Fangs. I guess cause the rain was up, but it failed to take us out. A lucky break, however right after, Knackly Stackly breaks Dustox as it goes down. Bringing it down to the yellow allows the Singing Cricket to take it out. Bombardier looks to finish the fight. To counter the doubling of its speed with Unburden, we go to Sawaddle so it can use String Shot as it enters. A priority Leech Seed from Sizzlypede makes its health really low. With only 1.5 of our Pokemon left though, it feels like a long shot. Pavilion sets up Tailwind and using a special flying version of U-Turn, takes out the bird and brings Kricketune in safely. Whiscash immediately goes to yellow because of the thorns, securing a one-shot from Hidden Power Grass. With the rain up and only Magcargo left, a Weather Ball is all we need for GG's. The first badge is ours without losing a single battle. The level cap is raised to 23, unlocking new abilities, moves, and new bugs. However, this run is about to get a lot harder now. With new Pokemon on the team like Shedinja and Ledian, we make our way to Rust Turf Tunnel, beating most of the trainers until we finally suffer the first loss of the run. The AI made a genius play to use Teeter Dance to finish off Shedinja. We get our revenge though, don't worry. In Rust Turf Tunnel, a grunt who stole Pico is waiting with a very strong team. And we almost make it through on the first try, but once again, Shedinja gets the final kill, but dies to rough skin damage. Once again, we're able to get revenge the second time around, but losing twice is not the best sign. So we decide to take on the optional May fight here in Rustboro as a measuring stick. Her Pokemon are pretty solid for this point in the game, like Serena and Swellow. Redux Piplup is a Fire-Ice type, so a real threat to our bugs. And it turns out we weren't up to the challenge as we're beaten pretty quickly. But for morale's sake, we really need to win, so we try again. Swellow is too fast for Ledian, so we switch to Pavilion, who ends up trading after an Electro Web. Redux Prinplup takes care of Sizzly. Bug Bite is at least able to get the Eviolite off it though, letting Ledian smoke it with a single punch. Serena has no answers for Dustox, and it's a free win. Sending out Shedinja baits the AI into sending out her Golett, which can't handle a Shadow Claw on switch in. After a Hidden Power Grass takes out Marshtomp, nothing can take out Shed, and we get a much needed victory. Petalburg Woods opens up more now that we have Cut, and we can get even more bugs like Nimble and Beedrill. We'll need all the help we can get with the next big fight coming up. After landing in Dewford Town, we head to Granite Cave where we must face off against the champion, Steven Stone. And he's not holding back. Steven is bringing a fully loaded team of Pokemon like Metagross, Genesect, Aerodactyl, and Cradily. This might be too much to handle for the bugs, unless you have a Ledian. Ledian uses Agility turn 1, while the lead Cradily sets up Stealth Rocks. Then we use Power Up Punch, which hits twice thanks to Ledian's Raging Boxer ability, giving it a +2 in attack. After surviving a hit, we Power Up Punch again to get it to +4 and heal up with Shell Bell. The sweep is now set in motion. Aerodactyl instantly goes down to a Power Up Punch. Genesect has no chance against a Mach Punch. Relicanth, even with Sturdy, doesn't stop the sweeper. Metagross has a chance to live, but no dice. And his Last Hope Lairon is blown up. Steven Stone was destroyed with just one Ladybug. With all the confidence in the world, we can immediately head to the gym to face Brawly and company. Fighting types aren't too much of a threat for our bugs, so we get through the gym trainers with little resistance. Brawly is definitely more of an issue though. Starting with his lead Redux Noivern, as it's very fast and hits twice, so we can't just stick a Focus Sash Pokemon in front of it. Hatterini with its Twisted Dimensions ability, setting up Trick Room on entry, is very scary for the speedy bugs, especially with Mystical Fire. Dual Lumber is the new evolution for Sudowoodo, and will shut down most of our bugs. So to get off to the best start possible, we lead with Araquanid, who sets up Sticky Webs on entry with its Spider Layer ability, then bypasses Noivern's great speed with an Aquajet. We surprisingly live a Jagged Fangs, meaning we can actually take it out, which I wasn't expecting. Hitmonchan is next and has priority on all punching moves at full health, so we switch to Shedinja as none of its moves can damage us. With a guaranteed switch out, we can Shadow Claw the Rock Tree coming in. A Jagged Punch will take us out, so we sacrifice Beautifly, who will be making her last appearance on this team. Then Araquanid is able to come in with its higher speed and get revenge for the fallen Butterfly. Hitmonchan comes back, and the goal is to get the HP down so it no longer has prio. Winning the speed tie, our Spider is able to do just that before it goes down. With Sticky Webs reactivated, it's time to bring in Beedrill. Beedrill has the ability Merciless, guaranteeing we crit any foe that's poisoned, paralyzed, or had their speed lowered. And with Sniper, crits do even more damage, so Hitmonchan goes down, no question. Hatterene comes out, and you think that would be a problem, but with Poison Sting having priority now, this hardly matters as we take it out in one shot. Redux Bisharp has no moves left that touch Shed, so it's basically over. Same goes with his final Pokemon, Electivire, and we collect the second gym badge of the run, giving us our final innate ability and unlocking a ton of new bugs. After the second gym is typically when we make our real team, and there certainly was an attempt, but let's call this the rough draft. Masquerain joins the squad, as its Majestic Moth ability will give it a +1 to speed on entry. This will make it fast enough to set Sticky Webs for us. Next, we get one of the best bugs in the game, and just one of the better Pokemon in general, Low Kicks. Mainly because of its signature ability, Showdown Mode, guaranteeing a critical hit on the first turn it's out, while also boosting its speed and attack by 50% and 20% respectively. It's just nuts, especially with moves like Axe Kick, Sucker Punch, and later on, First Impression. Then we have the super speedy Ninjask. Using Speed Boost, it will almost always go first, and with Speed Force, it actually makes its attacks even stronger. The rest of the team consists of Shedinja, Pavilion, and Beedrill, who we've been using. I'm not fully confident in this team, as a lot of bugs in this game have to wait to get a lot of the really strong moves that make them so good. And we have our first real test immediately after this. The second meeting with Team Aqua is happening in the museum. This won't be an ordinary fight, however. We have to take on 3 of them in a row without healing in between. A very challenging stop in the game for a lot of teams. Masquerain is built to be our lead, so that's who we go with, and it's a great counter to Gloom. Next is Low Kicks, who like I mentioned has an extremely dangerous turn 1, made stronger by its Avenger ability, boosting its attack even more. Anticipating First Impression allows Shedinja to come in clean. X-Scissor plus our Sash allows us to get the win with Shadow Sneak. The next grunt looks to take out the weakened bug. Poliwrath is taken care of pretty quickly though. Swalot, not so much. It couldn't touch Shed, but it also healed too much, so it was kind of a stalemate. Finally, it goes down. Now we can take on the leader Archie and his full team of 6. Super speedy Crobat is already an issue as not much is faster, so we make sure we get Sticky Webs up before it takes us out. Bringing in the Eel. The one-turn god Low Kicks does exactly what it does best and gets the immediate one-shot. Sharpedo, another speedster, gets wrecked by the Sticky Webs and goes down as well. Redux Gabite also steps on the webs and also gets sucker punched in the face. Hisuian Sligo turns out to be a real problem as it's super tanky and can't be crit. Only being weak to Fire and Fairy allows it to eat multiple hits and takes out Pavilion and our Ninjask. Steel Beam is just so strong, especially without recoil damage. It's low enough for Low Kicks to come back in and remove it for good. Crobat is finally back, so we sacrifice Shed so Low Kicks can get its powerful turn 1 back, giving us the kill. And it doesn't even need the boost to take out the Anchor. So on the first try, the team shines and we make it out of the museum. However, the high wouldn't last long as the team would be exposed right after on the next route. A single Minun ends up sweeping the entire team. I mean, it had help from a Fire Turtle, but it was bad. And because we lost, the rematch becomes a double battle. Luckily, it actually made it easier, but still, this wasn't a good sign. Our rival May is also waiting for us on this route, and her team is very anti-bug. Her Swellow isn't much of a problem, but the Redux Prinplup is now a full-grown Empoleon and wrecks the team. One after the other, our Pokemon go down, and it's not looking good. Low Kicks hard carries this team though, taking out the Empoleon. Goodra has no moves for Shed, which allows a free kill on Golurk. Serena is no match for Beedrill with Sticky Webs up, and the sniper boosted crits are too much for Goodra. Only needing one turn, Low Kicks blows up the Swampert, letting us skate by. The team needs some serious work, but getting more moves unlocked is the key, so we press on to the third gym. Before we can go in though, our other rival Wally is waiting for us, and he got the jump on us as we go down on attempt 1. This loss forces some changes. We bring in Centiskorch and Araquanid, and bench Masquerain and Ninjask. These changes are enough to get us through the Wily fight with ease. Centiskorch still has priority bites like Sizzlypede, so it's really useful. You'd think the team was solid enough now, but oh no, you'd be wrong, because the very first trainer in Watson's gym wrecks us easily. Not just once, not just twice, but 3 different times. It was insane. Eventually, we land on the right combination of bugs and finally bring Kleavor on the team with its priority slashing moves. If you thought that was the end of it though, you'd be wrong. These bugs fall to another gym trainer with 2 different flying electric types. This gym just does not like this team. Eventually, we string together enough luck to get through all of them, bringing us to Watson. Honestly, not a very challenging matchup for the bugs. The main point of concern is the Mega Rapidash with its powerful stab fire moves and speed boost ability, which can threaten the whole team. Another issue could be Clossifier with Searing Shot. The very first thing we must get through though is the legendary Tapu Koko. Since it's the lead, we can make sure we have the perfect matchup. Beedrill is the only one that can match its speed and take it out with super effective stab poison moves, so that's exactly how we start. Watson goes right for the jugular and sends out Mega Rapidash. Not realizing Beedrill has Drill Run, meaning it can take it out in a single shot. The Arc Flash ability burns us, however, dooming the bee. Surge Surfing Alolan Raichu is extremely fast, so to counter this speedster, we switch to Vivillon and set Tailwind. To my surprise, Signal Beam is strong enough to one-shot the Raichu, winning the 1v1. Redux X-Cloud is just way too strong though. Low Kicks is stronger. Iron Hands is definitely an issue as a special attacker is really the only way to get through its bulk. Flygon with Amplifier boosted ground type Hyper Voice is more than enough to get through it. A Jaw Lock from Centiskorch on Clossifier is all we need to secure the 3rd gym badge, raising the level cap once again. Something this run desperately needed as our bugs were really lacking some important moves. I was singing Vivillon's praises the whole run, and now that she gets Sleep Powder, she becomes even better. And Kleavor is finally able to run its signature move Stone Axe. Then we make one of the most important changes to the team of the entire run, adding Fortress to the team. The Steel bug type is extremely bulky, and with abilities like Stamina boosting its great defense each time it's hit, as well as Lead Coat, which reduces damage from physical moves by 40%, and Heat Proof cutting fire type damage in half, as well as Overcoat, which reduces special damage by 20%. Fortress can set up sticky webs and toxic spikes for the whole team, while dealing out solid damage of its own with Body Press. Things turn around for the run immediately after. Our bugs cook all the trainers on the next few routes. For the first time in the run, the team finally feels complete. With Fortress leading the way in almost every fight, we quickly find ourselves in Meteor Falls. This is where we find the first mixed battle of the run. May needs our help to take out 2 Magma Grunts. We can only bring 3 Pokemon, but it's not a very tough fight. Although we did lose the first time because I underestimated how useless May is. But with a little Tailwind support and priority Stone Axe from Kleavor, we get through with little resistance. Team Magma was a concern before starting the run, and now we find them taking over Mount Chimney. A few of the grunts try to stop us, but the combination of Stealth Rocks and Sticky Webs does wonders for the team, and we soon find ourselves nose to nose with the leader of Team Magma, Maxie. His team is rather scary as 3 of his Pokemon have Stab that's super effective against our team, while the Niaganadel and Hydreigon have some very scary Fire Blasts. Venusaur is just kinda there, but will do his best. So leading with a fast Pokemon that can just instantly take care of the Ultra Beast is the best way. Low Kicks has more than enough power to get through with Seeker Power Psychic. Fort is a great switch into Lycanroc and gets Sticky Web set up while stalling the ones Niaganadel set up. Eventually, Body Press gets the knockout. Mega Camerupt is 100% going to melt us, but not before a Body Press takes it down to below half. Drill Run Beedrill finishes it off. Fell Stinger isn't unlocked until the next gym, unfortunately. Sacrificing Vivillon allows us to be faster than the Crobat because of Air Blower, giving Low Kicks an easy win. A Rider Kick cracks Mega Venusaur, letting Beedrill get a nice freebie. And with that, Maxie goes down. The heat is still rising though as we descend down to the mountain for the Fire-type gym.
Did y'all just see that? Did y'all just see that? First try. Got it on camera. First try, walked right through them like a boss.
This gym should be quite a challenge to get through as there are a lot of strong teams in here. Fortress is benched for the time being as it really doesn't enjoy fire. Araquanid loves seeing fire types though. With that change to the team, plus Kleavor's rock moves and Flygon's ground moves, we actually get past all the trainers in here with little resistance. Flannery won't be so easy and will need some planning. She leads with a Walking Wake which has multi-scale, sets Sun with Drought, and only has 2 weaknesses, so it's very tough to get through. Followed by 2 different Mega Evolutions in Charizard and Wigglytuff, and 2 priority heavy doggos. The plan is always the same for her. As I said, there's no Pokemon you can bring that's going to be more important than one that can set Stealth Rocks on turn 1. Kleavor is the greatest Pokemon ever for this, as its signature move Stone Axe is priority and sets rocks. So we set them up as it goes down. Flygon is the best option for a revenge kill, but unfortunately we have to lock ourselves into a ground type Uproar to get the kill. It does work, removing Walking Wake. The Mega Wigglytuff comes out, which also goes down to Uproar. Flannery refuses to send out the levitating Charizard she has in the back for some reason, and instead goes to Redux Arcanine, who also goes down. And again she sends out Ceruledge.
Your whole team's just getting fried right now. All you gotta do is send out Charizard. If you send out Entei, I gave you the blueprint. And you just ignored it. So she sent out everything but Charizard, bruh. She been in the sauna for too long or something.
After all that, she finally sends out the dragon, and Vivillon is able to solo it with Take Flight and Powder exploding in its face, giving us the 4th gym badge. We get more levels, moves, and more importantly, the Mega Ring. The best Mega Evolution we can have on the team now is MegaFidough, especially with us having Fell Stinger, which gives us a +3 to attack with the kill. Right away it pays off as the trainers in the gym feel the wrath of the Killer Bee. We also bring back Ninjask, as I was singing its praises, and with it finally unlocking its best moves, I show off its power. Bringing us to the final trainer of the building, our father, Norman. His team is not that impressive, but he certainly has tools that make him a dangerous opponent. Persian is scary with all of its priority. Exploud with Choice Scarf Boomburst can rip through anyone on the team. Bawarden shuts down physical attackers, which is a majority of the team, and Mega Ursaluna is just as bulky. And honestly, I greatly underestimated these aspects. Mega Ursaluna is much more of a threat to the team than I realized, and it takes too many resources to take out, and we lose. So we try again. However, even with the extra planning for Mega Ursaluna, we still can't get through, and we lose to our dad yet again. But then I remembered about a certain team member we left behind, Fortress.
I keep having this nagging feeling that I've forgotten something.
Hey, if you forgot it, it probably wasn't all that important.
Yeah, I guess.
Forgetting that we benched him for the Fire-type gym was a big mistake, as it's one of the best Pokemon we could bring to this fight. So let's try a 3rd time, with Fortress as the lead against Kangaskhan. Spiky Shield protects us from Fake Out. Then we begin setting up hazards while Kangaskhan keeps increasing our defense because of stamina, leading to an easy KO. Exploud is an issue for sure, so we let Vivillon take the full force of a Boomburst. Take Flight is able to take it out though, providing a free pivot back to our wall. Mega Ursaluna terrorized our team before, but with the bulk and power of Body Press and Toxic Spikes, we can just watch it slowly go down. Mega Bayonet will steal our defense boost with Spectral Thief, so after some pivots, Low Kicks is able to come out. Sucker Punch one-shots. As tanky as Bawarden is, guaranteed crit from Mega Beedrill is just too much. The skill link Fury Swiping Persian has absolutely no chance versus Fortress, and the fight is over. Our father goes down and the 5th gym badge is secured. After gaining the ability to surf, we yet again have to face Steven Stone and his pesky rock and steel types. This time he's bringing a Mega Evolution in Aggron and a future Paradox form in Iron Valiant, which just happens to be one of the best in the entire game. Fortress is still an amazing lead though, and gets all the hazards it wants up. Magearna is a great special attacker, but actually still loses to our Steel Bug, so he retaliates with Iron Valiant. Now, Iron Valiant's Gallantry ability allows it one free hit, which should have been used up by the poison damage, but it doesn't work how it's supposed to. Beedrill has to finish. Even with crits, Beedrill does absolutely nothing to Mega Aggron, letting Flygon come in to show off its new Amplifier and Sandsong boosted Boomburst, which rips apart the remainder of his team. After we put his ego in check, we make it to the Weather Center where Team Aqua also needs to be humbled. Admin Shelly is basically swept with just Vivillon, so the whole building is cleared pretty quickly. Rival May challenges us for the final time. She finally gets Mega Evolution on her team, but it hardly makes a difference. These bugs have officially found their groove. However, we have yet another gym with a type advantage over us. Winona's flying types will be a huge problem. So just for fun, we decide to fight here one time with all the gym skills on. Now gym skills are the buff that the gym leader gets during the fight, as well as nerfs to our team, like the entire party being burned at the start. Each one of these is tied to a trainer in the gym, so by defeating them, we disable it for the gym leader, hence why we've been fighting all of them to this point. For this gym, I'd rather have one tough flying fight than a bunch of other smaller fights. Winona is actually the first gym leader that's a double battle. Her team consists of multiple legendaries and one of the best flying megas in the game, Aerodactyl. Fearow and Velozel are both dangerous in their own right, with guaranteed critical hits and Tailwind respectively. This is already a bad matchup for the team, so we'll see how this goes with gym skills on. Right as the battle starts, her lead Pokemon get an 80% boost to their defenses, our leads have their items disabled, and the rest of the party is hit with Frostburn, cutting their special attack. We must ascend up this uphill battle. Protecting with Kleavor works perfectly as they both target it, while Fortress sets up a free sticky webs. Priority Stone Axe is able to one-shot the Fearow before it can spam Sky Attack, and Velozel switches out with Take Flight, bringing in a Moltres that loses half its health to Stealth Rocks, and takes damage from Body Press. To get Kleavor's priority back, we switch in Flygon. A Sizzly Slide from Moltres cures Flygon's Frostburn, giving it back full attacking power, while Fort protects itself from Galarian Zapdos. Since we can't use Boom Burst, we go with Dragon Pulse to try and take Zapdos out. Failing to do so ends up with both of our Pokemon being taken down by Heat Wave. We bring out the combination of Pavilion and Beedrill, and with Tailwind now up, we have the speed advantage. Fell Stinger is strong enough for the Zapdos to go down, giving Beedrill a +3 to attack, while Pavilion uses an almost perfectly accurate Sleep Powder to stop Moltres from moving. Velozel hits us with a Fake Out, but luckily Moltres stays asleep so nothing happens. Pryo Poison Sting takes out the Velozel, while Pavilion hits a Quiver Dance to boost its power. Moltres stays sleeping as its team is being destroyed. Tornadus taunts Pavilion after this, but it's not really important because it goes down to a Poison Sting. Moltres finally wakes up, and it doesn't go for Heat Wave, and instead uses Sizzly Slide. Getting low kicks in for free with an Avenger boost, allowing it to one-hit KO Mega Aerodactyl, while Poison Sting ends Moltres. I'm not gonna lie, the 3-turn sleep was super clutch, but either way, we earned the 6th gym badge. Now we have a bunch of Team Magma and Team Aqua shenanigans. Team Aqua is up on Mount Pyre, and we get through all of them with no problems, sending us to Team Magma's hideout in Mount Chimney. Even though a lot of teams have ground type instead of fire, it's still scary for our bugs. Despite a big type disadvantage in a lot of fights, we make good time. The double battle against the admins is just a sweep with Pavilion and Flygon's Boom Burst, leading us to the leader Maxie. And even with his team being much better, I'm not really that worried. Beedrill can solo Groudon after a V-Create, and can beat Mega Camerupt and beat Mega Venusaur. The rest of our team can easily win a 5v3 versus the rest. Kleavor is able to solo the lead Ultra Beast even with a Sash. Pavilion has a free switch in versus Camerupt because of Powder stopping fire moves, and Flying making it immune to ground. With Camerupt asleep, the risk of using a Hurricane in the sun isn't as bad, and we're able to hit it, taking it out. Primal Groudon versus our Route 1 bug. We put it to sleep and just try to chip it down so Beedrill can come in. However, Groudon refuses to wake up, taking another hit, finally waking up, hitting a V-Create. But we're sashed. So back to sleep it goes, and a critical hit takes it out.
We kill it if it wakes up, or we get the crit. Pavilion one-shots it. Oh my god. Pavilion solos a Groudon. No way. Pavilion just 1v1 a Primal Groudon. That's insane.
She's in her element now. With 1 HP, she's also able to solo Great Tusk with Sleep and Hurricane. Finally going down, but it's too late. We send Groudon and Maxie away and head to Team Aqua's hideout in Lily Cove. And if the Magma hideout was easy for us, then this one is obviously no issue for the bugs. Sending us to the 7th gym featuring all Psychic type Pokemon. All the gym trainers in here are doubled up, so it can be really tricky. We end up getting through all of them pretty easily, however the last team we face ends up getting back-to-back Omni boosts with Ominous Wind with their Mega Gyarados Y, and there's not much we could do. The second time is much better, and now we can prepare for Tate and Liza. Finally a gym where our bugs have a type advantage. Well, not really. See, the double battle gym is also an inverse battle, meaning the type chart is flipped. On top of that, the speed order is flipped because Trick Room is also permanent. Tate and Liza's team is very dangerous under these conditions, with super slow, tanky Pokemon. Psychic Terrain stops priority, and they have Expanding Force to hit both of your Pokemon. We need to create a new team for this fight specifically, so we grab 2 of the 3 bug Psychic lines in the game. Orbeetle and its powerful Mega Evolution can use super effective Psychic moves. Rabska can also hit hard, and with Parental Bond, it'll hit both opponents. Then, the key to the whole operation, Shelmet. It's super slow and will be targeted especially with no EVs. All it needs to do is one thing. So we lead Shelmet and Orbeetle, making sure Orbeetle's in slot 2 so Frisk can disable Reuniclus's Assault Vest. Shelmet going first lets us use our secret weapon, Quash. Now, the move Quash in this game removes the effects that change turn order for 5 turns, meaning Trick Room no longer matters, protecting with Orbeetle as the baby bug goes down. With Rabska out, nothing can outspeed us for 4 turns. We Mega Evolve Orbeetle and use Expanding Force with both of our bugs, eliminating both Tapu Lele and Reuniclus in one shot. The tanky Mega Slowking and the scary Calyrex Ice Rider come out next. Still having the speed advantage, and with double Expanding Force once again, we remove both of them in a single turn. And with just a Mega Slowbro and an Oranguru left, we have this all finished up after a third set of Expanding Forces, and in just 4 turns, we defeat Tate and Liza. After claiming the 7th badge, we have to stop the evil teams one last time. We actually have a bit of a rough time this go around with Team Magma at the Space Center. A really physically bulky team is really difficult for our team to handle. Then we get jumped and have to fight 3 grunts in a row with no healing in between. With just bugs, we need to plan ahead for a fight like this. Leading with Kleavor and using Flygon's powerful boom bursts gets us past the first grunt. The second grunt is nothing without Sandstorm up, so we use Kricketune to replace it with its Drizzle ability, and they go down as well. And lastly, the Mono Poison guy goes down with Flygon's great power. Maxie's the last one we have to deal with, and we take him and Courtney on together with Steven Stone. Steven Stone pretty much carries the fight, but Kleavor does a good amount of work. Thankfully, this is the last time we have to deal with Team Magma. One last evil team to take care of. Underneath the ocean is Archie making his final stand. The last time we faced him was at the end of a 1v3, but now it's a fair fight. His full team is very strong, basically all legendaries or mega evolutions. Primal Kyogre is extremely tanky on the special side, and with Swift Swim is extremely fast and can easily take out any one of our bugs. Mega Redux Garchomp has amazing speed as well, and has great odds to flinch our Pokemon. Wo-Chen, who usually comes out last, can come in and steal a victory. The best thing we can do is try and take out the lead Raikou, and a powerful Boom Burst from Flygon is just what the doctor ordered. Primal Kyogre is too tanky and too fast, so we sack Vivillon so it can get a Tailwind up. However, she refuses to go down without healthy damage with the Hurricane. Now with better speed, Flygon is able to go crazy, finishing off the Orca, outspeeding and blasting the Mega Sharpedo, and wiping out Mega Redux Garchomp before it even blinks. Iron Moth being brought down to Sash pretty much ends the game. A 4x weakness to Bug is bad news for Wo-Chen. Team Aqua is done for. And so is the planet apparently, but luckily Rayquaza comes along and makes things right. With the evil teams taken care of, the 8th gym is all we have left. The gym trainers here can't be skipped and they attack you 3 at a time. However, fighting one and then the other 2 in a double battle is much easier for our team. The one trainer in here that does fight us 1v1 actually gives us trouble. She leads with a Tapu Fini that just blows up the whole team. Even leading with Beedrill and its super effective poison moves isn't enough to take it out. Vivillon is good enough though. Mega Magnezone gets the jump on Flygon, and Kleavor has its back with a revenge kill. Her Mega Kingler gets 2 crits and beats Fortress 1v1, but despite some bad RNG, we get through the fight the second time, setting us up for a showdown against Juan and Wallace. Yes, this gym is a double battle, but they aren't just one entity. They each have separate full teams, meaning this gym is a 6v12. First, we have to defeat their B team, consisting of Pokemon like Mega Urshifu, Manaphy, and Mega Kingdra. This is a tough enough team as is, but we have to defeat them while staying healthy because Team A is much better and we can't heal in between. They now have Primal Kyogre, Kilowattrel, a Mega Swampert, and a Mega Redux Garchomp. Once again, this is the team that we have to create a specific team for, or else we'll have a bad time. So we bring back some old friends. And we bring in some niche picks like Charjabug. Not Vikavolt mind you, but the little battery himself. With the team set up, we attempt the final gym fight of the run. We lead with Orbeetle and Rabska, the heroes of the 7th gym. Except we want Trick Room up, which Rabska sets on entry with its Twisted Dimensions ability, while Orbeetle sets up Psychic Terrain with Psychic Surge, blocking priority moves while making Expanding Force stronger and hitting both opponents. So turn 1, we use Expanding Force with Rabska and switch Orbeetle out for Charjabug. Doing this allows Rapska to take advantage of Charjabug's battery ability, which gives its partner a 30% boost on special attacks. A Focus Sash lets it survive on switch in, where Politoed goes down to the Expanding Force. Then, Manaphy comes out next. A Thunder from Charjabug brings it down to red, while Expanding Force wipes both of them from the battle. Next out is Kingdra on the verge of Mega Evolution, and the Sea King evolution, Kaiosea. A hidden power from Charjabug to the fish, and another powerful Expanding Force sends both of their Pokemon back to their Pokeballs. This is the final turn of Trick Room, but the battle isn't over. Mega Urshifu is next, and it's gonna one-shot everything. Except, it can't hit Shedinja with anything, so we do a double switch to Shed and Kricketune. However, I kinda forgot that the terrain blocks Krickatune's Fake Out. We have no choice but to let it go down, bringing in Rapska to set in Trick Room again and get us to the next fight, only losing one Pokemon. The second fight begins, and once again Trick Room is set up as well as Psychic terrain, as our bugs face off against two of the best water Pokemon in the game. Right away we go to the battery again and click Expanding Force. It's more than enough power to take out Mega Garchomp, and surprisingly Kyogre isn't bulky enough to survive. The second hit from Parental Bond didn't even need to activate. Golisopod is pretty reliant on priority, so it's useless in this terrain. Thunder from Charjabug doesn't take it out and ends up paralyzing it, slowing it down enough to go before Rapska, getting itself killed. However, Life Orb finishes it off, leaving Volcanion to take the full power of an Expanding Force, which it does not survive. All that's left is Mega Swampert and Kilowattrel. Our Mega Orbeetle coming out with double Expanding Force is all we need to wrap up this gym. We defeat Wallace and Juan and claim the final gym badge. All that's left to do is challenge the Pokemon League. But there's one Mega Bug I wanted to try, that being Mega Shedinja. To get the Mega Stone for it though, we gotta go on a little journey to an abandoned ship. Making our way down to the basement, finding a bunch of hidden keys, and breaking into this guy's room, we can get the Mega Stone. We just need to battle him and his very own Mono Bug team. Once he's gone, we can use Mega Shedinja for ourselves. This amazing Mega Evolution has the lowest base stat total of any Mega in the game, but has one of the best abilities in the game, being Cheating Death, allowing it to take 2 free hits before it can take damage, which it can set up with Swords Dance and Agility so it can sweep through teams. Victory Road is the perfect place to test it out. Our rival Wally, who beat us the first time we fought him, is here waiting for us at the start of the cave. Hisuian Arcanine is able to beat Fort in a 1v1, forcing us to switch to Vivillon, who also can't win because of Rock E-Speed. So Fort comes back to finish what it started. Latios Mega Evolves and is extremely fast, but not faster than First Impression. Savali has no moves for Shed, so we bring it in Swords Dance because we know it will switch. Unfortunately, when Shaman comes out, it gets the flinch with Air Slash, and we lose both of our free Cheating Death turns, which ends with us trading with Savali. The Liquid Urshifu tanks a Stone Axe from Rock Scizor as Surging Strikes ends him. The legendary killer Vivillon claims yet another soul. Iron Valiant is the last Pokemon he has, and Flygon is too much for him. Time to go back home, Wally. Now we can take on the Gauntlet of Trainers here in Victory Road. Using the power of Mega Shedinja, we're able to take out the Mono Dragon team, the Mono Ground team, and even the Mono Fire/Sun team. When the double battles start, we really see just how good Shed is as the AI ignores it while it powers up and destroys them. The Bug team does catch another L as we lose on the last turn to a Bright Powder miss. The good news is we don't lose another fight in this cave. We even beat the challenging Trick Room Psychic Terrain team using a Swadaloon. Swadaloon is the only bug in the game with a terrain setting ability that isn't Psychic Terrain, so it's quite useful for fights like this. We make it to the end of the cave where the final skill check awaits, the last test before challenging the league. You might think it's Deja Vu, but it's actually Calvin, the same trainer from the beginning of the game. He now has one of the strongest Pokemon in the game, Keclegong, with its absurdly broken ability. Prismatic Fur makes basically all moves used against it either immune or resisted, while also making it super tanky, so we'll need a special strategy to take it out. Adding Kricketune to the team, we use Perish Song turn 1. Then, we switch to a brand new bug on the run, Parasect, and its Shadow Tag trapping ability. However, Calvin is quite clever and uses Flip Turn to escape the Perish Trap. With Keclegong now on the loose, it might be over. But setting up Toxic Spikes is the perfect trap, so after beating up the rest of his team, which isn't that impressive, we stall out the Fusion monster and get the win. We're officially ready for the final challenge. To beat these final 5 trainers, we'll need a perfect team of bugs to get through. We bring back an old friend, Scorch, as its priority on biting moves and fire coverage is really useful. It also has a brand new Mega Evolution with a whopping 165 in attack, so it can hit really hard. Lokix has been here the whole time and will one-shot a lot of Pokemon. Kleavor is super important as it's one of the best counters we have to ice. Flygon is just so powerful with that Boom Burst, plus it can remove weather and has a great Mega Evolution we can use. Fortress and Vivillon will continue to support the team and pick up clutch knockouts. And with the team set up, we enter the first room. Sydney, the Dark-type Master, is waiting for us. He has multiple Mega Evolutions like Redux Alakazam and Redux Mawile, as well as multiple legendaries like Yveltal and Chi-Yu. We shouldn't be too worried as Bug has the type advantage. Leading with Fortress lets us set up sticky webs for the rest of the team. Alakazam Mega Evolves and is too strong for Fort to live more than one shot. A tough loss early on, but getting webs up was clutch. First impression from Lokix is an easy KO. Chi-Yu is here to melt down the Bug, so we send a triple kick its way. Except it only hits once, bringing us down to Sash. The second time works. It still sucks we lost the Sash though. Yveltal comes out next and gives its team Tailwind as it enters the field. So we counter that with a little Tailwind of our own, courtesy of Vivillon. Putting it to sleep with Sleep Powder allows us to win the 1v1. What can I say? She's a legendary killer. King Gambit is also put to sleep. Hurricane does amazing damage as we get a 3-turn sleep. The damage is pretty much done though. Flygon blasts through it with a ground type Boom Burst. After Darkrai threatens us with sleep, we go back to the Centipede, who avoids a Dark Void. A priority Leech Seed is enough to bring it down before it gets another chance. Mega Mawile also has no answer for the Flaming Bug, and we easily win the first fight of the Elite Four. 4 trainers left. We make some adjustments to the team's items and moves as Phoebe the Ghost-type Master is next. She has some big dogs like her lead Primal Giratina, which is super tanky and can sweep after an Omni Boost. Mega Redux Houndoom can also sweep us with Contrary Overheat. The other Mega Evolution, Gyarados X, is part fire and will do a quarter of our health each turn we're on the field with it, so we need to be careful. We begin the fight with our Kleavor. Lots of Pokemon on her team have a Sash or Multiscale, so just getting up Stealth Rock's turn 1 while also removing Giratina's Shadow Shield is massive. Kleavor goes down to achieve this though, allowing the Ultimate Avenger, Captain Lokix, to come in and one-shot it with a crit Sucker Punch. Mega Redux Houndoom looks to sweep us early, but again it can't handle the power of a Sucker Punch. Mega Gyarados X is just too bulky and too fast for Lokix, so we'll need some help. Vivillon gets Air Blower up, but with Funeral Pyre stealing her health, she goes down even with a Focus Sash, opening the Undead Gyarados up to a guaranteed crit Sucker Punch. Pheromosa is one of the best bugs in the game, and we can't even use it. Fortress walls her out pretty well though. Spiky Shield on her Axe Kick causes her to crash, while Bleed also ruins her speed boost. Nothing she can do now except let us set up some hazards. Dawnwing's Necrozma steps on some Stealth Rocks, cracking its Shadow Shield. Fort won't be living a hit from this thing though. We got Toxic Spikes up at least. Yet again, another crit Sucker Punch does the job. With only Marshadow left, there's not much she can do. Priority from Scorch gets us to the next room. 3 more trainers to go. The Ice-type Master Glacia is one of the few battles that strike great fear into my heart. Her lead Mega Lapras sets up Hail for the rest of the team and is just extremely difficult to take out. Xianpao has great speed, plus a Focus Sash, so it's almost guaranteed to do damage. Mega Dugong and Mega Beedrill typically show up at the end and will break your spirit as one is a pure wall and the other is a deadly sweeper. The key is to chip down Lapras enough so we can just blast it with one big move. Scorch is our lead, and with super effective Jaw Lock, it's able to bring it down to half. Losing the only fire type on the team is a big loss though. Kleavor is able to get into the fight clean with this sacrifice and one shot with Stone Axe. Stealth Rock's going up as well will hurt her entire team. Priority Accelerock is actually able to one-shot Kyurem White, bringing down the last of her Hail setters. Articuno automatically sets up Aurora Veil and it's just too bulky to be one-shot. We bring in Flygon to remove the Hail and its benefits, unfortunately going down to Freezy Frost in the process. Welcome back, Kleavor. The Stone Axe destroys the legendary bird. Xianpao is bulky enough to survive an Accelerock because of Aurora Veil, even after Stealth Rock's chip, so we go for Fort to wall it out. After a few turns to power up Body Press, we can remove Xianpao. A battle of the tanks ensues. Mega Dugong is a special attacker, but Fort is just built different. With just a few body presses, the Mega goes down. At +6 defense, the only way we lose to this Beedrill is with a crit. And she goes for Ice Shard, which to me was her way of saying she quits, and we defeat Glacia. 2 more trainers to go. Drake is next and is maybe the toughest fight in the entire game. His team is truly just insane, like the average base stat total of his Pokemon are 695. The lead Primal Dialga is one that must be planned for or you have no shot at winning. Mega Rayquaza with Tailwind on entry and a +1 to attack on entry and a Life Orb will most likely one-shot anyone on the team with ease. We have to play almost perfectly, and with a few team adjustments, we can start the fight. We lead with Flygon and we need to take out Dialga before its Stealth Rocks can go up. So even though it's just a special attacker, we use First Impression for a little extra chip. Then unleash a gem boosted Boom Burst and it's just enough to get the kill before it has a chance to move. Haxorus is sent out next to stop us, but actually gains the Steel type when it Mega Evolves. However, it's faster. So we send in Vivillon to set up Tailwind for us. Drake predicted this I guess because it goes for Dual Chop, breaking the Sash and taking her out. Flygon doesn't let her go down in vain. Kyurem Black with Stab Ice Extreme Speed could honestly take out the entire team, so we go to Fort to tank it. After breaking its multiscale with Spiky Shield, it opens it up to some body press action. We get one off, but unfortunately get paralyzed. If we flinch, we're cooked. Luckily it goes through and Kyurem goes down. Rayquaza is finally here and getting it to bleed with Spiky Shield would be huge, so we need to avoid another Paraflinch. And thankfully we don't get one. A bleeding Rayquaza takes Fort down with a V-Create. With its defenses lowered, Low Kicks can take it out with a First Impression. It just barely lives, but the bleed is enough for the last sliver of HP. Koraidon won't let us off the hook so easily. We sacrifice Flygon as the rest of the team has priority that can help us get the victory. Mega Centiskorch with its priority Jaw Lock isn't strong enough to get the kill, but brings it down to half. It's not fast enough without Prio, so we put all our faith in First Impression plus Sucker Punch. And it's just not enough damage. Koraidon just barely hangs on and we go down to just Kleavor. It's not looking good. Priority Stone Axe is enough to get the kill. Baryon is last.
We might need a crit. That actually did a lot. Oh my god, hold on. Hold on! He kills with Cross Chop, he kills with Stone Axe. No way. No freaking way, dude. Let's go! Let's go, Kleavor actually clutched it. I didn't think he would have enough power with the Tack Vest. Oh my god, let's go. Kleavor clutch. I thought we were cooked.
Somehow we escape and we beat one of the best trainers in the game. The final fight awaits. Steven Stone is the champion, but isn't a trainer I fear. He has some amazing Pokemon like Zacian and Zamazenta, as well as a Mega Mewtwo. Its ability to shut down our priority with Psychic Surge is a problem. Of course, he has his signature Mega Metagross as well, but him having Kartana as his lead is very good for us. Starting the battle, we lead with Mega Centiskorch. Priority Fire Fang is more than enough power to one-shot Kartana. Zacian is playing no games. With a Keen Edge boosted Diamond Blade coming, the only Pokemon that can handle it is Fort, so we bring him in to tank. Using Spiky Shield causes Zacian to bleed, negating its attack boosts, opening it up to a lot of damage from Body Press. Fort wins the 1v1. Mewtwo comes out and sets up terrain. Stalling it out would pretty much guarantee victory, so we send in the legendary killer Vivillon, and with Mewtwo using Flamethrower, the powder she sets up blows it up. With the speed advantage, she puts it to sleep. Hurricane plus a sleep turn gets the win.
Vivillon is a better Pokemon than Mega Mewtwo Y. You saw it here first. We just confirmed it. Vivillon's about to become a champion.
Zamazenta is next and is basically unkillable with physical attacks, so we put that to sleep too. Hurricane does solid damage before it wakes up the next turn. Surviving the hit, she puts him down for another nap. More damage from Hurricane, but another one-turn sleep allows it to escape a loss to Vivillon. Fortress can win against Zamazenta though, as Bleed will remove its defense boosts. Heatran is having none of this. So, back to Mega Centiskorch we go. Priority Jawlock is able to one-shot the pure steel Heatran. Mega Metagross is his final chance to win. Well, he literally has no chance against Fort. After a big body press, Mono Bug is done. We have become champions of Elite Redux using one of the worst types in Pokemon. This was a pretty rough challenge in the beginning and might be the most losses we've had in a mono run, but the team did come together eventually in the end. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe for more so you can be a part of the streams. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.